Alright, hello. We're going to be making this part called CAD CAM Exercise 2. So go ahead and open up Autodesk Inventor and start a new part. So you might be at your home screen. So new part. Awesome. Go ahead and start a new sketch. Well, before that, let's look at this drawing. It says all dimensions are in mm. What does mm mean? Millimeters. So go to Tools, Document Settings, change your units to millimeters. Apply and close. Back to 3D model. Just a quick tip. Right here you have this little button. If you click on that little button by accident, it's going to change the way your ribbon looks. So just keep clicking it until it goes back to the way you like it. This is my preferred style, the way you see it on screen now. So start a 2D sketch, and I'm actually going to need this drawing handy. So I'm going to be clicking back and forth in order to teach you how to draw this 3D model. Let's go ahead and start off with making the main cylinder part that you see. So I'm going to click on the XZ plane. Let that open up. I'm going to click that top so it looks normal. And go ahead and just draw a circle. And we're going to dimension that to, let's find so the radius here, it says 22.5. So let's dimension that. So click on dimension, click on the circle, and right now it's just set at diameter. So I'm going to right click, change the dimension type to radius, and what did I say? 22.5. So change that to 22.5. You can click on top so that you get that to zoom in. Alright, so that's 22.5. And on the drawing, we have to find how tall it is, the height. So right here we see the overall height is 50. So go ahead and finish sketch, extrude to 50. And press enter. Alright, so that's 50 tall. What's next? Let's go ahead and cut out this circle, this hole right here. So there's a radius of 12.5. So on the top of your cylinder, you sketch. Draw a 12.5. Oh, made a mistake. Control Z is undo. So I want to be on radius, so right click, radius. Okay. 12.5. Yeah, that would just be 25 if it was in diameter. Finish sketch. Go ahead and do a cut all. Okay, what's next? So we have this this like flat piece here with this round piece here. So it looks like that. How would I do that? Oh, okay. So try and follow along as best as you can here. Let's look at the, what do I have? So this width right here from here to here is simply going to be the diameter of this arc right here. So we'll double this number. We could also just, since this like horseshoe piece is lined up with the bottom, we can make that first and then make that second, and we'll have like a drawing surface and like the correct radius. So let's start there. So with your view cube, make sure you're drawing this in the same way as I am. Click so that you can see the bottom. Right click on the bottom and new sketch it. And what we have is we have the bottom like turned on its right, which is totally fine. And what we're going to do is we're going to line up that center and draw a circle, and then make the radius of this circle 17.5. So right click, dimension type radius 17.5, and then make that distance between the center of the circle to this center 60. So click the centers. If you don't see this yellow dot, then click on project geometry and click on that circle and you'll get a projected surface. So click on the centers of the circle and make that 60. And then we have a inner circle that has a radius of 7.5. So draw that. So am I on radius? I am on radius, 7.5. And then what you're going to do next is you're going to draw some straight lines and tangent them to those circles. So we're going to draw straight lines up. So what we can do is find this point here, or an even easier thing is just draw straight up and down lines and then use this tangent right here to tangent it to this outside circle. Okay, I'll do the other method over here. So it finds the midpoints, just like that. I tap L to complete the line there. Okay, and I'll do the same thing here. Just go straight out. We'll trim everything. So I'm tapping L for line. Okay, and now what we want to do is from the center point to the ends, dimension it to 15. So center point to end, make that 15. Cool. And then so if we did our dimension right, from here to here, it should be 10. Yeah. And from here to here, oops, undo, Control Z. From here to here, that should also be 10, if we did it correctly. And then click on trim or tap X on the keyboard and trim away the lines that you don't need. Be careful. Okay, some of these lines you might not see, they're going to be behind curves. Oopsies. See how I did that? Control Z, tapping X. Alright. So there's our horseshoe shape that we want. Finish sketch. And clicking on home. And let's look at this. So this is 20 millimeters tall. Extrude. Click that. Make sure you're going in the right direction. 20. Enter. Now we can draw this Johnny John. So it's 5 up. So what we're going to do is make a plane that's 5 millimeters above the bottom. And the way to do that is click on plane, find the bottom of either one of these, click and drag up, and you get a dimension box, and see how it says negative, so you want -5, enter, and then on that plane right click, new sketch, and then what you're going to do is click on project geometry of these two areas, these two surfaces, click on your line tool, and let's see, if I draw a rectangle from here to here, see how it snaps? Uh-oh, that's not good. Draw a rectangle like this, and then use your coincident constraint. We're going to constrain this corner to right here. We're going to constrain this corner point to right here. And then we're going to click on arc, find that point, click on that point, and click right there. Oh, that did not work the way I wanted to. Try circle. Circle out here. I'm gonna click on slice so I can see what I'm doing. So these blue lines are what I'm doing. Clicking on trim, gonna get rid of these lines. I don't need them. So I'm essentially drawing this shape right here. Okay, and that's not gonna be a problem right there. Double tapping escape. If I move this up, that's not good. We want this to be like right there. There is no dimension for that because it's just inside the part. Let's see. So if I click on dimension, I click on this. If I make it 47, that would work. Make that 47. Finish sketch. Click home. Click extrude. Click on that shape. Make sure you're going in the right direction, and that should be 10. Enter. Okay. Let's make this part now. So that is 10 below the top, and this outside radius is 15. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw these on the top, but I'm going to make a plane that's 10 down. So I'm clicking on plane, clicking and dragging downward, and again this is going to be -10, and then on that work plane right click new sketch, and just quickly make 2 rectangles. We'll dimension them in a second, and click slice. So they're 13 wide by, and then there's a gap of 5, so let's do the gap first. So that's 5, and then this is 13, and this is also 13, and then that means that they're centered. So how do I center that? That's the question. Centered with this. Okay, that didn't work. I don't like that idea, so I'm tapping escape and I'm deleting. I'm just gonna draw one rectangle this time, and I'm gonna click on coincident constraint. Well, actually no. So this is 13 plus 5 plus 13. So let's dimension that. 13 plus 5 plus 13. 31. Cool. And then the distance between here and here, that's the question. Okay, let's make a construction line. So draw a line, right click on it, make it a construction line, and dimension that from here to here, 15. Okay, and then from that construction line to the center is 57.5. Oh, click on project. We gotta get this point. So from the center to here is, what did I say? 57.5. There it is. And now let's coincident constrain the midpoint and the center point. Oh, that did not work. It doesn't like that. I can move this up and down, and I don't like that. We're gonna have to cut some stuff out here. Let's try horizontal. Did that work? Oh, I think it worked. Cool. Alright, so now that is totally centered. And what we're going to need to do is go and draw a circle out to that corner. Tap X, get rid of those lines. Okay. Finish your sketch. We're going to extrude down by 30 because the diameter is 30. So extrude downward by 30. Okay. Now on that surface, right click new sketch. And we're going to cut into it in the center, that gap, that 5mm gap. So click on your rectangle. Go ahead and draw a rectangle like that. Click on your horizontal constraint, find the midpoint of the rectangle and center it with the center point. Dimension the edge to 5. We got to make this longer, so it should go past the part. You can dimension that, let's just say 80. And we wanted to, you know what, coincident constraint the midpoint to this also, just so we're sure that it's fully constrained, because we're gonna cut that. So extrude cut all, and click OK, and that's what that's gonna look like. Oh crap, it went the wrong way. I needed to draw that rectangle on this surface. So I'm gonna undo, and wait, Control Y was redoing. Let me turn this work plane off. I'm gonna do it on this one. New sketch. So again, make this 80. Make this 5. Click on the horizontal constraint. Constrain it to the center point so it's centered on that. Finish sketch. Extrude cut all. So it looks like that. Okay, and then with the fillet tool, make the radius 15 and fillet. Let's go around so that you have that right radius. There's a hole in it with a diameter of 16. So right click new sketch, project geometry, click circle, right click, make sure you're on diameter, that's 16. Finish sketch, extrude cut that whole thing, all. And then what's left is this rib right here. So for the rib, we're going to go to origin and find the XY plane. So right click on the XY plane, new sketch, and then click on your slice graphic. Click on project geometry of these surfaces. Click on your line tool. Draw a shape that closes up this area. Finish sketch. extrude with a symmetrical extrusion of 10. And click OK. I think I'm done. I think that's the part. There it is. So you can color it however you want. Go ahead and pause the video at this time to look at how the technical drawing looks and how it's dimensioned. So yours should look exactly like this when you're dimensioning it, and go ahead and print that when you are complete.